Principal Sievers and I want just to have a brief moment to actually talk directly to the kids, both in our church and in our community. It's been kind of a very strange time for a lot of you, and a lot of things have been different than they usually are. We can't go to school, we can't go to church, we can't go and visit with Grandma and Grandpa. A lot of the adults in our life are kind of scared, and they aren't sure what's happening, and suddenly, Mom and Dad are not working like they used to, or it's different. And so there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's kind of confusing. And I think sometimes as children, we feel like we're not part of the conversation. We think that other people are just deciding things and we're left out. But I really want to make sure that you realize that you're important too as part of this. Jesus was very insistent, let the little children come to me, don't hinder them. You're part of God's kingdom. You're part of the church, you're part of the school community, and you're really important. And so we want to make sure that you understand too. This is kind of strange. I mean, we all know what it means to get a cold or to get the flu. I mean, we get sick and we don't feel well for a few days. Now, of course, we have another virus, this coronavirus or COVID-19, which is kind of like that, but it's new. And so we don't quite know exactly what it's like. But it is just like getting sick. A lot of people are going to get sick anyway. That's just normal part of life. Most people get sick and they're perfectly fine. You just don't feel good for a few days, and then you're back to normal again. It looks like with this particular disease, some people get a little more sick than usual. And so some of them are going to have to go to the hospital, and our local hospitals are doing a fantastic job. And I've talked to some of the nurses in our church, and they are all ready to help people if that ever becomes necessary. Yeah. But we shouldn't panic too much. It's another disease, and those things exist in our world, and your parents are there to help you. And I think that's one of the things we really want to encourage, that sometimes as kids we can kind of feel alone, and we can have questions, and we're not sure if we're allowed to ask them. Or we can be worried about something, but we're not sure if it's normal or not. I think it's really important that you realize that your thoughts and your questions and your fears and your encouragements really matter, and we want to hear them. And I know from the school level, even though we can't be there together with our friends and with our teachers, the school cares just like the church does, and they're still there to be there for you.
Right. One thing we are doing constantly for you, we love you guys, we miss you all, and that's every teacher in the area, no matter if you go to Zeeland Public, no matter if you go to Holland Christian or you go to Borculo Christian or Unity, your teachers miss you. We are constantly lifting you up in prayer. We've been meeting weekly via Zoom, just like you guys are meeting in a lot of classes via Zoom. And we are lifting you up in our prayers and our thoughts. And it's been a tough time for us to not have you guys around, not have those spur of the moment conversations or the laughs we'd have in the hallway or out at recess, the playing out there. If you go to Borculo Christian, I love recess. And I miss that. And we all do. And it's going to get back to normal at some point, and we're going to be back together and we're going to worship together. But we are here for you. Though we are not in the same building or in class together, we are still here for you. Please reach out. You can email us, you can get a hold of us, your parents can email us. We are always here for you, no matter what, and we want you to know that.
And from the church too, as your pastor, I miss you guys. And of course, I'm here on Sunday, but nobody else is here. It's really weird. I miss all of your smiling faces and you singing along with the hymns and running around after church, and we have a great time here. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you again. In the meantime, I really want to encourage you. If you have questions or concerns, or if you want to pray, certainly ask your parents questions. That's what they're there for. If you want to talk to me, or if you want to talk to Principal Sievers, by all means, call us or email us. I'll be happy to talk to you. We can pray together. We can talk about anything you want. We're really anxious to see you again. But in the meantime, we have not forgotten you. We are praying for you. We care about you. Everybody in the church cares. I know your grandparents miss you in a lot of cases. And so you are not alone. And of course, most of all, far above any of us, God is with us. And he hasn't forgotten you either. He's with you at home just as much as he was at school, just as much as he is when you come here to church. And He's watching over you, and He's watching over your family. And so you can always come to Him too. And so we really want to encourage you briefly. And certainly if you have any questions, if you want to pray with us, if you just want to talk to us, please do that. And we would love to hear from you. And we're going to keep praying for you. And we're going to look forward to the day when we can be together again.
Yes.